to order at 8:15, the City of Denison Main Street Inc. Board Meeting. First up, any public comments? Nope, no public comments. Items for individual consideration: receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on approval of the minutes from the meeting held on July 24th. Oh, I'm sorry, I was on the back of the page. I'm so sorry. Do we need to start over? Still no public comments. Items for individual consideration. Oh, look. Receive a report, hold a discussion, and take action on approving the minutes from the Main Street Inc. Board meeting on August 28th.
Make a motion to approve the notes.
Motion's been made. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 8:16 a.m. I call to order the meeting of the Main Street Advisory Board at 8:16 a.m. Any public comments? Nope, no public comments. Moving on, items for individual consideration: receive a report, hold a discussion, take action on approval of the minutes of the August 28th meeting. Sam, I noticed that I wasn't here, but I motion to approve the minutes. Thank you.
That's the only change we'll make in that, so I'll make a motion with that change to approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion to approve the minutes with that one change. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, receive a report, hold a discussion, and consider additional items brought forth during the Mission and Vision public meeting. I thought it was a good meeting. I thought it was well attended. Lots of discussion.
Sam, did you have that list? Okay, so there were some items from the meeting that I felt like we should follow up on, and we can do that with our work plan next year, which we start probably October or November, and weave that into it. There were some things about gateways and just getting locals downtown, and so we can also, look into that in our committees. If you would like, we can try to get the items that were on it to the appropriate committee so we can address them and then bring them back.
And were we going to do we have a completed one we were going to have the city council vote on in September? Was that the
They
plan?
did.
They did.
The city council
They
approved it, and I've got it on my list. I should have already done it, but to send that out to everybody that participated. So it's adopted.
It's adopted. Okay, great.
The one just as you approved it. So some of the items that we're going to address: historic building education for local contractors. And this is from the survey responses. Improve neighborhood connectivity, clean up gateway and surrounding roads and sidewalks, increase wayfinding signage into downtown, event parking signs, market to attract locals who haven't experienced downtown, market to lake visitors, That's got tourism CVB on it. So Jordan, you get to help with that. And then market to Choctaw visitors. Target businesses that align with our heartbeat. And retail hours and days of operation extended. And then more businesses open during parades and special events. So that's the list. It's not anything that's going to be an overnight fix, but we just have to work to, create the culture that's accepted in, and some of it business is going to have to determine when people will be open. So we will send that out to the appropriate committee if you would like, and address it that way.
Yeah, is that something that we want to have it go out to the appropriate committees? I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Moving on, receive a report, hold a discussion, and consider the annual downtown awards.
We had some discussion at the end of last year's about where we wanted to hold it. We're no longer in the depot, so we don't have access to that, to use of it. We could rent it, but that would change our whole budget and everything. So, from memory, the three top would be Shonda Raines Entertainment Center, which is on the 600 block. She's got room for 180 seated, which would be big enough, but dining, it wouldn't be big enough in one room. She's got 2 rooms. It's side by side, 25-foot storefronts. So she's got room in all of it that everybody could eat, or maybe one you could go through a line and then have theater type seating in the other. So we could do that. We talked about the St. Xavier's Center, and I think you had checked into that. I don't remember what it was. Right. So that would cost, it's just not very expensive.
They never charged us, but we always gave them like $250, so that, just talk to them, I'm sure. We have a new priest over there, so things, we have a new priest. So I don't know if he has fees, but probably most of them do, so. But I don't think it would be very much.
Okay.
And we've never done an evening event, so that's the only thing. I don't know how that would impact them.
Okay. So that's another option.
We also have the venue, but it may be too small. I don't know how many they can put in there.
Yeah. I think we've had about 100 in there, and that would be cramped.
How many people do we need space for?
Do y'all remember?
Last year we had about 120 people,
Oh, okay.
and we had people on like the couches.
Yeah, it was pretty packed last year, yeah. Mhm.
So we had people around.
Do you know how many people it
We've
has?
done our luncheons there before that had like 125. So, and that's with a catering line.
How many people were there the year before? Because when I remember that one, it seemed to be busy, but not as busy as last year. Do we remember what that number was? Because I'm just trying to think from a growth perspective, because I think this year it's going to be even more, because we've got more downtown. So if it was 120, is it going to be 150? Is it going to be 160? I'm just trying to, gauge that.
We had to cut it off so that
Yeah, I think the last 2 years we were sold out. This year we added tables on the outside wings of the depot. I think we added maybe 4 more. So there's people sitting in seats, but this year we actually got tables on that side. So I think there was more people.
According to my spreadsheet, we had 72 tickets sold in 2024, and then we were at about 120 in 2025.
So you're getting about a 50% growth from the previous year almost. That's pretty
And I
good.
think people came that didn't buy tickets, and so
Yeah.
I don't know how that turned out.
Have you asked Lucas about using the depot again though? Have we been asked them?
No. We just had, in our agreement that we leased.
So this year we're gonna have to pay no matter what. Wherever we go, we'll
Yes.
have to.
What about
Yes.
Parkside Baptist Church?
Well,
Oh,
and I don't know how big a deal that is, but I really like to keep it downtown.
I think it's
because-
important to be downtown too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the downtown awards.
Yeah, we're trying to build that culture of downtown, right? So.
I think it makes it easier too for business owners that just get off work to be able to go somewhere downtown as opposed to driving somewhere else.
We actually had 164 tickets last year.
Wow.
oh wow.
Goodness.
So we almost doubled as opposed to 50% growth. So almost, so what is that? That's about a 75, 80% growth. So.
So,
Well, I mean, do you think it's going to be closer to 200 this year? Or, I mean, I think it'll be over 150, but listen at that, it might be closer to 200. I don't know. You don't think you're going to see that much?
yeah, I'm thinking 150.
So do you think that, so then Shonda, they can seat 180, is that like theater style seating? But the separate room could be like cocktail and hors d'oeuvres, then when the program starts, we move over here and, okay. But St. Xavier, we could have everything in one room, and they have the stage. And do you think that the depot would be too small, even if they made us a fantastic deal on the cost of reserving it?
It's getting cramped.
Yeah.
You utilize the upstairs balcony, it's,
Yeah.
And it's hard too with the tables and the pillars.
Yes,
To where you have to put tables where you can't see.
right.
So it doesn't.
Makes it difficult.
I think we maxed out as much as we could fit. I don't really think there was.
what about the George Tavern? Because they're expanding, y'all know they're expanding.
Yeah, we do have that new room that we're turning. It's where Honeysuckle used to be, and we're turning that into kind of like overflow seating or event center now. And I was just checking with Ernie, and he said seat about 90. So I don't think it's going to be big enough.
What about the outdoor patio?
What date is it?
February.
It's always a Thursday.
Third Thursday of February, maybe it's the fourth.
Those big heaters in there.
Yeah, but outside, that February time period, that's a risk, right? Because of the weather during that time period.
So what we have available to stay in downtown, which is important for about 150 to 180 people, would be Shonda Raines, St. Xavier, and St. Luke's.
And I didn't even think about it, being in February, what night is it on?
It's a Thursday.
Thursday night? That wouldn't be a problem. It'll depend.
Which one of those is the largest venue?
They do fish fries every Friday, and they may not let you in Thursday night, they may have breakfast.
Yeah.
Mm,
So if it's during Lent, yeah.
and that's at St. Luke's,
No, it's St. Xavier.
St. Xavier.
The church.
Okay,
They
yes,
do fish fries every Friday during Lent,
yes,
and they're prepping on Thursdays.
right. That's a huge thing.
So, being as we just won GAMSA, I feel like we should have that as our theme. I've got some big buttons like that you can make a corsage out of, and
like a
that idea
homecoming,
came up when we won, and I thought we need to save that for our awards. So we can theme it around that. And it's like, what type of event do you want? Do you want one like Shonda's got lights and speakers and everything set up on her stage, and it's, it would give a good atmosphere, but do we want that type of hors d'oeuvres and then sit down? Would we rather have the stage and
I don't think you can get 150 standing around, drinking and eating, and then other side.
Okay.
What's the largest venue out of that group? What would hold the most?
Xavier Center's out. That's first Sunday, first Friday of Lent.
Well, Lent that weekend is February 18th is when Lent starts this year. So
They're starting on Thursday.
on Thursday.
And it's the 17th, is that what? 26th.
We
Yeah, that'd
could
be very
possibly do the patio. Yeah, we could possibly do the patio. So,
Okay, well, we can take those options and call around and see what
So
we can get.
St. Luke's may still be a viable option for the space, and they have a kitchen. Okay.
And Donna, I still needed to check on First Pres, or the Presbyterian
Yes.
venue as well. I still need to do that.
Yes.
Capacity
Forgot about that.
and so on and so forth.
Yeah. That is a good option.
Yeah.
I have to decide today. I just
Right.
wanted to kind of get your feel for what we would like it to look like. Is alcohol important?
I think it is. It's a celebration. Ooh,
What about Red River Saloon? Have you shoot that drink for the night? Red Rock Saloon? Red Rock.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not talking about.
I was just going to say the American Legion too. I was thinking about them, right? I don't know how big that venue is pretty big, but I'm trying to remember. They have a couple of rooms, but yeah,
mm,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh, okay.
It's big too. Yeah, it's big. And they have a stage.
It's worth asking.
Yeah. The former VFW is available possibly, but it was leased for that. Now nobody's occupying it, so
What about, it used to be, was it Ray's? It's the blue building, it's on the corner of, yes, I think so.
Yeah, he had the event center. As of right now, it's vacant. We'd have to talk to probably Tommy and see if that'd be an option, but. Mel's event center.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
it's not occupied, so it's probably left that way, but it's
Yeah. All right, well, we've got options. And we have a few months. But I like the idea of the theme and the big buttons. I think that's good. Right, like a homecoming mum with streamers. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. Anything else on that? Okay, moving on, receive a report, hold a discussion, consider potential new board members for 2026.
With expiring terms and unable to re-up, we have Lexi Raines, Kim Miller, Mel Clymer, and then we have Marcus Hoyle, who has been able to attend. So we have 4 positions open. And we were looking for people that may be interested. Potentially, let's see. He's on it. Spencer McDuffie.
Oh, Spencer or Chelsea, either one would be great.
We were going to get Chelsea for the promotion committee, maybe. We haven't told her yet.
What about, what's the lady's name that has Velvet Lash Lounge? They're really,
They have been coming to a lot.
they donated $1,000 worth of gift certificates to the teachers.
Oh, wow.
It was
Nice.
So is that the younger lady? I've seen her at some.
What's her name? Okay.
Kathy Pryor has been on the board before, and she was interested last year. She just didn't get her application in time. So we mentioned it to her. Do y'all remember? Oh, yes, Hunter at Let Us Indulge
Oh, yeah.
Is-
Oh, he would be good.
is someone that we think would be good. So we're going to put it out, and we're going to, say, please, if you're interested, apply during October. But if you know of somebody, then you might speak with them.
They tend to respond better if they're invited, because a lot of people are very shy to step up.
Yeah, I just don't want to exclude anybody that we might not be thinking of.
Right.
But, yeah, I think the Harley. Harley, yes.
Harley?
Harley under UNDERH and Heather Worrell, WORRELL, Worrell. I don't know which one is which. I think Heather is the younger one, but I'm not completely positive. But if you figure Heather or Harley, I can look on their Facebook page and try to figure it out.
So mentions are Hunter, and then Heather, Spencer, Chelsea,
Kathy.
Kathy. So
Maybe Nisha.
Nisha, yes.
Maybe Ashlyn from,
Yes,
Blushing.
Ashlyn. Thank you. My memory's short. Yes. And so I think that's good. We can contact those, but if you know of anybody else, please share.
All right, moving on. Special project report, music friendly.
So we've continued, last month we talked about the Rhythm and Rails concert that we've been planning. Still planning that. We just actually had another meeting yesterday. And it's moving along. As y'all know, with the budget, we aren't getting additional funding, so we're having to do that all out of sponsors and that kind of thing. We're gonna. It gives us a good opportunity to make sure we're including all of our downtown venues. So the idea is that with the format, music will be all of downtown. At each venue, would provide their own entertainment, and we would highlight them at specific times throughout the event, as well as like a marquee event at Heritage Park. We talked with Jordan, and she's graciously offered to help sponsor that event. So we're working with Jordan on some options. We talked about kind of like a party band, and we worked with Chris from Split Windows. They were one that Jordan had suggested was under Emerald City that Chris used to work for, so he's connected well with them. So
Yeah.
we're going to work that relationship, see if we can get something there for Heritage Park. Yeah, it should be a good. That'll be September 12th, and should be a good event. Yes, Rebecca. Yes, yeah. So Kat was there yesterday, and we got the George. Ivanhoe would be great to include. I know y'all have. We talked about when we first started organizing it. We talked about do we want it to be a certain style of music for the festival, and we ultimately decided we wanted to keep it open for all genres. So we had the idea of maybe like each venue kind of having a specific genre. So for instance, we know you'll do jazz on Friday nights, so it might be cool to do jazz at y'all's venue, stuff like that.
And our event space should be up and going by then, and we'll have the outdoor patio too. And I don't know
awesome.
if having an outdoor music going on behind Heritage Park, music going on, if that would be a competing thing or throw up any.
Well, for Heritage Park, we talked about. I believe we said 7 to 10 is like the slot that we would do for like
Oh,
Heritage
okay.
Park. So
during the day.
we intend it to be an all-day thing.
Oh,
Or
okay,
when I
cool.
say all day, at least like noon on. So
Yes.
There's music going on all day, but you can kind of like hop.
Yeah, we want to. We're the idea is to have kind of like a marquee time for each venue. So yeah, but the idea is to walk around the whole district. It would be a free event. It wouldn't be ticketed. But yeah, this is the start. We hope to eventually make it a 2-day festival type thing. But this is just a way that we decided we want to try and activate the park. And that September 12th date was purposeful. We'll have the wine walk before, and the following week, I believe, is the Sherman Arts Festival, stuff like that. So we tried to pin it in between big events.
So we're asking the venues to sponsor the music that they have inside. And as he said, it's no specific genre. You just have to tell us what your genre is. And so as you're planning out your calendar for next year, then you'll be able to know that we want to have downtown, on September 12th, we want to have music. So,
And would you, do you already have like a list, or are you working on a list of bands that are available to come? So like I don't have any affiliation or relationship with anybody that has a band. So I wouldn't even know where to begin to find one. So can you be a resource for that too?
we can connect, and then your friends in the business can
Right.
connect.
I forgot, I do know a gal.
But we have, there'll be different types, like acoustic performances and, full band shows and different things. So we just want it to be a big music day downtown. And you can determine what your budget is. If it's your regular weekly budget, just be sure and program it in with something that, you want to impress people with. And, somebody has name recognition, that would be good too. But we're going to ask, I think, we're going to get it out in December.
Yeah, so the idea is to start getting the awareness out to all the venues now, and then January 28th is kind of what we pinned in the calendar to have a full confirmation that you're going to join. That way, especially with it being the first time we're doing this, we want to get promotion out as early as we can. But the nice thing with this is with that many musical artists participating, they're gonna, if they promote it to their following, and we should get really good spread as far as marketing the event.
And what's the name of the event again?
A Rhythm and Rails Music Festival. So just a play on it. I don't know if we had a deadline for the artists. It's
September 12th?
yeah, September 12th of next year.
Are you going to have staggered start times for the different venues that are featuring their artists, so they're not all starting at the same time?
Yeah. So the idea is, we'll have we aren't discouraging having music all day if your venue does, but like on our poster, we'll have Ivanhoe, 3 p.m. and whatever band's playing, what kind of genre it is, and then that way you can. The idea is to get everyone to go to every venue, so the marquee event at each venue won't conflict with each other. And so, and we worked around when we talked to. We obviously still need to get confirmations, but like Red Rock Saloon is opened the latest downtown venue, so like they would be like the last one, just because they have those later hours. Yeah. So by June, to know everyone, and that gives us. That's right, because that gives us a couple of months to one give you the information. So if you want to be hired for that, for the flyer, and then that way we can start pushing it out really early.
It's exciting.
One other thing real quick about music friendly, and Donna's done most of the legwork on this so far, but we've been really inspired by some of our other music friendly communities that offer, a lot of them call it like sound care, or it's insurance for musicians that that aren't able to afford insurance or don't have it. So it's just working with the hospitals and figuring out. A lot of times we've seen it where it's been some kind of program they already have existed, and it's kind of a fork from that. So we're going to have a phone call in 2 weeks, I think, with the hospital. And I've reached out to Fort Worth, and I'm supposed to have a call with Dallas too on there. So it should be a cool program. Did you add anything to that? So with Music Friendly, it's for the whole city-wide, so we're extending outside downtown as far as that goes, but,
It's our only committee that goes outside.
yeah, obviously a lot of the venues are downtown, so, anyways, we want to be a music-friendly city, so we took it on.
But musicians typically don't have health care because they're independent contractors, and so we're just trying to find them from.
I didn't know that, I didn't know Music Friendly did that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not something that every city does. It's really been honestly the larger cities that have been able to do that. So Fort Worth, I think, was the first one that had a big program with it, and Dallas is about to unveil theirs. But we would be one of the first ones. There's not a lot of communities that have it.
And this is just like a resource made available to them that you just connect them with.
Yeah. So some of the questions I wanted to ask is if there's a copay or if there's what kind of what the requirements are to get that access and what it all covers. So that's most of the research I'm trying to do right now, just so we can kind of
That's
model
exciting.
that. But yeah, I think it should be a really good program.
As part of that music-friendly designation, we had to put together a database which has lists of performers and stuff in the area. Is that being updated regularly?
Our Music Friendly Committee has been working on, or the Music Friendly Texas has been working on that for a while. It's still not currently up, but hopefully soon. But that's it
Anything
for me.
else on music friendly?
That's all.
Moving on to TERS, number 3, and designing downtown Denison.
So, of primary importance, we're in the 400 block now, and that's going rather well and a little bit more rapid. The 300 block is open. The fence is around the trees, and some have asked if we could remove that fence or if we could, anyway, make it go away, because the trees aren't going to be planted until January through March. They could be planted now because, well, not now, but in November, because the weather is good for it, but we have to shut the street down for 2 to 3 weeks in order to get the equipment in to be able to install them. And I don't think that we want to do that this time of year, so we're going to wait until at least January and do it in a slower period. And so the fence has to stay up because it's under Piazza's control, and they feel it's necessary for safety. So the 400 block is being worked on. They were going to tee that on Fannin through the Christmas season, and so Ronnie worked with them to be able to stagger it. So instead of shutting the whole thing down at once through Christmas, they're doing it 2 weeks at a time. The north part of the intersection, and then the south part of the intersection. So right now we're in the 2-week period for the north part. And then it'll continue open where we don't block the 400 block off from access. Not literally, but people think that, and it certainly feels like that. And so we're going to open it up through Christmas, and then on December 29th, the tea will start and go through April. I think it's April 3rd. It's the first week in April that it's supposed to be finished, that part of it. So the Heritage Park is under construction. They've started putting some of the stage structure together, and it's been fun to watch that. But that should go through June 8th. That's all I have on that.
So Heritage Park should be finished June 8th? or within that time frame. So then is Music on Main moving back to Maine for the summer of 26?
What I'm thinking is that we need to keep it to 7 weeks, just because we've kind of went to 7 weeks the last 2 years, and that's worked out well, just putting our money in a more compressed schedule. And if you start, it's been June and July, minus July 4th. If you do that for this time, you've got 8 weeks. So if we started a week later, we could have the stage, unless weather delays, we could have the stage available. The sound might not be available, meaning all worked out the kinks, and so there's nothing that says we couldn't bring our regular sound in like we always do. So that's my thought. We could be delayed, and so in that circumstance, we would have to move it temporarily to Forest Park again. But that's what I'm thinking. Just start it the second week in June and have it at Heritage Park.
That'd be great. Yeah. And then the one concert in Forest Park could be like a farewell. Yeah, thanks for having us. Anything else on TERS and designing downtown Denison? All right, Ike Hike.
Hoping that Public Works can get our signs in. So they're in our garage bay.
So the signs are here, they're just not installed. Okay.
And then some will be installed with phase 2 when that's completed.
Anything else? All right, Doc Holiday Festival.
Yeah, so we had our first meeting this week for Doc Holiday. And actually was a really good meeting. We got a lot discussed and kind of organized. The block should be open entirely on Main Street for Doc Holiday next year, which is awesome. So we'll be able to bring back the parade. We skipped that last year. Like we said, it wasn't going away forever. It's just because of the construction last year. So we'll bring that back. We talked about the park will not be open, so we'll still have to figure out that. I think Katy Park worked really well for the gunfights last year. Of course, we always are going to keep the festival through the entire district, and we want to make sure we have anchor points everywhere. So Frontier Village is still on board for being in the 700 block, and this is all just tentative right now, but then we have the gunfights in the 100 block. We talked about a while about, so last year Radio Vision stage is what we had as like our main stage, and of course we had a lot of the street block or closed off. We didn't love how the cones and everything felt in the street everywhere for the festival. We also, if we have the street closed, that makes it harder for parades and for the wagon rides. So right now the idea is to have still putting money into entertainment, but having it more spread out throughout the whole district, not necessarily having the big marquee stage this time, but allowing the music to carry throughout, or entertainment with us, jugglers, magicians, all that kind of stuff, throughout the whole district. And that way we can kind of put our money over the whole festival. It's going good so far. Like I said, we just had our first one. Am I missing any key parts?
So y'all cross Austin?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were discouraged from that for Fall Fest. How do you handle the traffic, the people crossing traffic and the safety issue?
Cross just like they would any regular day.
Yeah, that's worked out pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
It actually worked out better than when we had the crossing with the citizens on patrol. They would get into fights with people. I mean, and people would like almost go to blows with them. So,
That was the issue we had.
yeah, it got much better when they were not directing traffic and people just decided to go back.
Stance that we've been told.
We had one almost get run over last year, and that's why we were told no more.
Yeah, the stance that we've been told from police and citizens police is that they will not monitor that intersection.
Yeah.
So last year, I believe we we worked with Public Works to have a temporary sign, like kind of south of Main Street, just to say pedestrian crossing, or I don't remember the exact verbiage that was on there, but that's something I'd like to see again. And yeah, of course, we want to make it safe for everyone to enjoy the festival, but of course, we don't want to exclude you and everyone else on the east side of the block. So
Yeah, I walked it probably 7 times and it seemed to go pretty well. People just have to use their common sense.
yeah.
There's the problem.
Well, and I guess the other question is, and this is, just for us to have as data to know where we're going, because I'm a little concerned about security, and I'm not sure that, and I wonder if there's a real concern with shutting down the streets would be safer for everybody. With the current climate we got.
So
right?
that's a TxDOT road.
Well, remember, TxDOT roads are no longer required to be removed by, like Austin, we can now close because it's all been, that new law that came out this last legislative session was done so they could close the beaches off of the coast. And that includes highways, including state highways. So now cities have a little bit more authority to be able to close those without that capability. That law has been changed. So that's something we should probably look into to see what our parameters are around that closing if we ever want to, but.
Because we look at it every year at both our parades and our fall fest.
Uh-huh.
And the issue is not can you close it? You can close it. The issue is for it to be closed, it requires certified police officers, not DCP. They have to manage every aspect of traffic.
And that the new law covers that?
Which means you have to pay the overtime. It's extremely, and you have to have enough PD to do it. And so that's, So that has been the biggest hurdle for us is, can it be shut down? Yes, but you have to remember, where are you going to put the traffic? And so you've got Houston is also part of 120. So you've got all of this that you have to look at, and when you try to put enough police force in place, number one, it's extremely expensive, and number two, do you even have the staff? And at this point, for the last few years, they simply do not have enough staff to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at several $1,000s
For that
and
price.
to do it. And you can do it. You can do it up to 4 hours without TxDOT approval, but then anything over 4 hours, it requires more. But the law does state that you have to have bona fide certified police officers managing it.
And that's what the new law says about it as well.
Yeah, so that's your issue, and we just don't have, I don't think we have the police force to do that here.
But I think providing the sign a little bit further south, saying, heads up, pedestrian area.
We just need a walkway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's make
Well, we
a
have
note
tunnels
to add
underground,
that
right?
to
Maybe
the
we could
agenda.
figure out how to do the tunnels again, right? Open the tunnels
I
up,
second
right?
the tunnel idea.
That's cool. All right, anything else?
That's it for Doc Holiday.
All right, we are moving on to Eisenhower birthday.
It's happening.
He will not be here.
We took it to CERT between the last 2 meetings, and it got approved. We're moving along. Everything's pretty much set in place, so it's really just getting all the final things set up. We're working on finishing the program, and yeah, we got a good, be a great day. October 11th, we'll start at the Eisenhower Monument and have the brick dedication there. Then we'll move over to the birthplace. They're doing some new, interesting, fun things this time. They're having a bike parade inside of their area, and they have some new entertainment. They have a swing band from Dallas that's coming up, so that should be really fun. Yeah, should be a good event.
And Kurt Chakowski is emceeing it, and he's got an SR-71 Blackbird pilot that's going to be speaking, and so that's pretty cool, I think.
Is he gonna be speaking at the monument or at the birthplace?
Yeah, we have a WASP display, thank you. They're going to pick it up. They had an exhibit last year from the WASP Museum, and they're going to have a different one this year, which includes a uniform, and that's going to be at the Perrin Air Force Base Museum before and after, and then at Eisenhower birthplace on the birthday.
And WASP stands for?
Women's Auxiliary Service Pilots.
Okay.
I don't know, that's a,
That sounded good, even if it's
Really
wrong.
good.
Very authoritative.
Anything else on the birthday? Will there be cake? All right. So moving on to promotion. Is that right? Oh, committee
reports?
reports, sorry. Moving on to committee reports, starting with DDI.
DDI. One big change from last time, I told you we were gonna do a mac and cheese fest. We are not doing that now. We are still gonna do a coat drive, but we didn't have the time or the interest, I believe, to do a mac and cheese
Okay.
fest. So. The zombie crawl and the boutique sale next month is gonna be a 2-day event. We're gonna do like a murder mystery. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
Clue. So people will be able to go around and find stuff at the stores, and that's how we'll do the drawings this year. For the zombie crawl and boutique sale.
When is that?
That's going to be that Friday and Saturday, the 31st and the 1st, right? So the zombie crawl this year's on Friday, the Halloween day, right? So, and then the vintage Christmas is in December. We're not doing a competition this year, but that's the theme for downtown. Oh, that's right. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it is the 25th and 26th. I'm sorry, it's the week.
I was thinking Monsters on Main with a zombie.
Is that the date?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I may be misspeaking on the date.
Yeah. Sorry, Mitch, I was just trying to
Take
picture
on that and
the
Monsters
Monsters on Main and the zombie crawl, and I'm thinking, oh, gosh, no.
Do you know if the Red River Museum reached out, or the Railroad Museum reached out to y'all?
For
about
which-
The zombie crawl.
I'm not aware of the zombie crawl.
They were curious if maybe Saywin Brewing could have like a stop in front of the museum so that they could get some more traction.
Like say when to have a like they want a
Or not
booth out.
Saywin, I'm sorry, 903 Brewers.
Only if they do it pretty quick, because they gotta have 30-day notice to the
Yeah. I mean, I would think I don't think that's a problem. I don't, foresee that being an issue, but I would think that's something they need to make sure that they get
They said
approval
that-
for, right?
Yeah, they said that they would ask Derek because I think he's related to
Yeah, it's his brother,
That's
right?
his
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not really related to DDI. That's more just because Derek's his brother.
They're on the deadline today. They
Yeah.
can make that, so.
They would be able to give out samples, not sell, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking because 903 doesn't have their storefront yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might want to be
could-
out there.
Yeah, they could have a presence at the event, and then it could also help the museum as
Right.
well.
That'd be a great pairing. And giving out samples is,
Take donations. I mean, tips.
Tips, yes. Yeah, but it can't go, it has to, yep.
and that would just be the Railroad Museum either reaching out to Derek or Jeremy, is that right? Okay. All right.
Yeah, and the only other thing, I guess we did some signs, Donna. We got you some money for signage for the street, so that's good. And that's yeah, for D3. So
Sorry, Jordan, I'm sorry, were they wanting to have alcohol to serve? I'm sorry, I don't mean to
I
interrupt.
think they were hoping that 903 would be willing to just like have a table in front of the museum.
Sure,
They don't want to sell or anything. They just wanted the extra presence.
I
Like,
think they
'cause they're
can,
a part of the event,
right,
but
they don't
they're-
have, they can give alcohol away.
Yeah.
Like, like the boutiques do at times, they just need to be samples and stuff like that. So there are options if 903 can't, help them out.
when I think what they've tried to do recently, or what I've noticed they've been trying to do, is they put their own stuff out there to sell, and I don't think they're selling that much. So they're trying to get some sort of draw in front of
Yeah.
their store, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they could always do a busker if they can't do something like that or something. Maybe find somebody to busk or something right there.
Yeah.
And I can always drop Power Farm because they're right next to me. It'd
Yeah.
be very easy if they don't have power right there. So
I think anything would
Yeah.
help them. Yeah.
yeah, I'll check in with him too. So
Awesome. Thank you.
So is that it, Mitch, for DDI?
That's it.
Okay.
any
Move-
questions on DDI?
All right, Denison Chamber, you're up.
We are all things Fall Fest. A quick segue on the Christmas, the Hot Cocoa kids did have their training. Derek and Emily came out, and we had a good time pulling their leg on what the theme would be for the Christmas parade. But they did settle on vintage Christmas. But so it was a good time. It's going to be a really good event, I think. I think we're probably going to put the kids down in the Radio Vision parking lot. So that's what we're looking at. We're working with Donna on that to see what's going to work the best. Buzz for Barks is what we're doing for Fall Fest. Probably our biggest hurdle for Fall Fest right now is the electrical issue, figuring out where to put people, because we're not using the 100 block this year, so we're a little bit cramped. So we are using every available space. We really, really need help making sure people know to move their cars, because this year it's going to be critical, and if they aren't moved, we are going to have to bring in tow trucks. And I've only had to do that one time in 8 years, and I really hate it. It's just not fun. It's not fun. But anyway, Buzz for Barks, we have our little yellow jacket bees. I guess that's kind of not the way, I don't know what you're supposed to call it. Anyway, it's a yellow jacket, it's a wasp. But it's a little thing, and so Hope with Sparklight, they're going to have their big 10-foot dog, and he'll be in the 200 block by the main stage, and they're going to have little dogs hidden everywhere, and when you find the dog, you bring it to them, and they're going to donate up to $1,000 to dog. And so then they asked us to do something, so they want us to hide our little yellow jackets throughout downtown, and the thought was a business would pay, they said 20, I said 10. We went with $10 a bee. And so we have about 100 bees left at our office. So we'll hide them throughout the place. You pay $10 for however many bees you want to put in your store. And you write the check to dog, and then we'll have little tags on them, and they have to return them back to the 200 block. They get to keep it, but they have to bring the tag down there. And they register. We're debating between 4 $250 prizes or 5 $100 prizes, all in chamber cash. And so right now, and if you think about it, 1 out of 100, I mean, that's pretty good odds to win something. So right now we have 13 that have been spoken for. If we don't get a pretty good number, it's not going to be worth doing it, because it's just,
So could a vendor do it?
Yes.
I mean, so I could put some in my shop and then in the mall.
Yes. So anybody can do it. We're just trying to get the word out for that. It's just a way to, Sparklight is putting free Wi-Fi all up and down Main Street. So we're doing that. We thought it would be really good to help the 400 block, get people to go in there, because we're going to have a QR code on we've got our A-frames that will have about 4 different QR codes. One will be for dining, shopping, and then find the yellow jacket. And so when they scan that, they'll know what stores to go to. So that's the whole thing, is to help drive traffic to your business. And then Balloonatics is doing the 4 different arches on each side of the street to help people go through that. It'll look pretty, not so scary. So I'll have that, and I'm ready for October 5th. You don't have to put that on there. You can strike that comment. But that's pretty much what we're doing. I mean, it's going to be good. It's a little different because of these water-filled barriers. And so...
And this is our first year, right, of using those?
Yes, and they have to... He said it only takes 2 minutes to fill each one, but we've got 8 blocks, so it takes a while to get all those filled. And so our biggest hurdle is getting these vendors to understand, don't park and start setting up your tent and setting up your racks and getting your stuff out. Park, unload it all, and then get your car off.
Yeah, so don't even park. Stop, unload,
Yeah.
then go park.
And then part of it too is, this is not a negative as far as I love the downtown, but these new streets are hard to navigate when you can't just put a booth up and down the streets now, because there's not enough room for traffic to go on one side or the other. So we're having to off-center in a lot of places. And that's affecting how they unload. It's just learning a new process. It's just a curve, just like we had to learn a new software the last 6 months. So it's just learning the best way to make it happen. But as you know how vendors are, they're set in their ways, and some of them have been coming for years. So, but that's what we're doing.
All right.
And your bee thing, that's going to be during Fall Fest? So do you have a deadline when people need to be?
Since we're doing the QR codes, I mean, as long as we know by, Wednesday of next week, I think, even if someone called on Thursday, we could probably still get it done. Because there's not gonna be really anything printed, it's just a matter of getting them to you. And our tags will be in today, and we're gonna have them all tagged and ready to go. But I
You were
think it's
saying
gonna
if you
be a
didn't have
really
enough,
good.
It wasn't worth your while, so is there a concern that you won't have enough, or?
I think it's just going to affect how many prizes we'll do and what the monetary value will be, because if we don't get enough to actually, I don't know. We're trying, the first we were just going to hide them just so people would go into different places, but then this gave them something to register for, and they wanted to do a donation to dog, and I'm not 100% like, oh, we have to do the donation. So if we don't get enough buy-in for the dog part of it, then we as a chamber may just go ahead and do it and let people, who wants them, because especially in the 400 block, we got to get people to cross on both sides. So that's the goal.
Donna, how does with the loft dwellers that are parked and there's festival days where their cars need to move, is it communicated to them?
So the chamber has been putting things on the door in the past, the door of the loft. I also send out something to all the downtown, which includes the property owners, and they are responsible for notifying the loft owners, because loft dwellers move in and out unless you own your building, and so they don't typically give me those contacts, so it's their responsibility to manage their loft.
There's also a couple Airbnbs, if I'm not mistaken.
We also, Friday of this week and Friday of next week, we have volunteers that will blanket Main Street, and they put signs on every single car, side streets, and so we'll do that twice. Because we figure if we do it on Friday, if they have an Airbnb or something, hopefully they'll see them, and then we'll slide it. We try not to tape anything to anything, so we try to just place it inside the door or inside the mailboxes if we can. I mean, we do our best, and every now and then, though, it does happen that somebody doesn't move. And unfortunately, this year, the problem is in the last 2 years, I haven't towed, and I've probably had 3 cars that have been in there, and then they're stuck there. This year, if you're in the 200 block or the 300 block, you will get towed because we don't have any space.
Right. And this happened to us in Sherman. We'd given my niece our car, and she worked at Full Bellies, and so she'd parked downtown and left her car there the night before the craft beer fest. So bright and early on that Saturday morning, I get a call from Sherman PD about my car.
Yeah, that's what it does, PD calls. We have to call in the
Yeah.
PD, and because they're there that morning, so we have to call them and they handle it.
Yeah.
And that's what they run the tag, they call, and if they can't get anybody, then they call the
Then
tow
it's
truck.
towed. Yep. And that information will be on.
We're gonna put it on their cars,
Good.
we've put it on the Facebook. I emailed all of my members that are downtown, and then Donna sends emails to everybody downtown, and then we put it on the downtown page, and that'll go on there today.
Well, it sounds like we're doing everything. You're doing everything you can do to
Yeah.
get that information out.
People just need to pay attention.
They need to pay attention and share that information.
There's so many that live downtown now,
Yeah.
and so, and that's, I hate it, but it's what we have to do. And it's only one day a week, one day a year.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on to tourism and CVB.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I am excited to announce that Discover Denison is officially a tourism-friendly, Texas certified community.
Nice.
So this is administered through Travel Texas, the Office of the Governor, and so it recognizes local governments that strategically use tourism as a tool for economic development. So it's official. We can start being friendly to tourists now.
Nice.
But we will go to Austin and get the official proclamation. at the Capitol. So that'll be really cool. We'll do that in November. We did our proclamation with City Council and the mayor in October. So like this is cool that it's like a statewide thing now. So we'll have that. We'll be on Travel Texas's website, and then they'll help us with other marketing opportunities as well to promote Denison. So super exciting that we have that. We are also going to represent the city of Denison at a few upcoming events. So this will include the state fair on October 14th. We will be at Formula One, October 17th through 19th. So that will be very fun. Sam's not excited for that at all. And then we're also going to the Texas Craft Brewers Festival on November 15th. So we're super excited to represent Denison there. And then we will be featured on Expedition Texas's episode. They're a channel on PBS, and so they go to different communities and promote like the history and like cool things or like unique things in those communities. So they're doing a Christmas episode for Denison. So that'll be the day of the parade and tree lighting. We'll feature Denison on Ice. So that'll be really cool as well. They're going to want to interview local business owners. Donna, they'll want to interview you. Just what holiday season and, you know, this event means to the community and stuff. So we'll start reaching out to y'all about those opportunities if you want to be interviewed. If not, totally understand. I don't want to be either. So, so that's really exciting. We're also going to have a fishing influencer come in.
Ooh.
And
wow, that's
he
good.
has like a major following on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. And so he's going to do a fishing guide trip on Lake Texoma for striper fish. And so like that will be really cool. He's a great guy, like great following. And so this is going to be like a very big thing for us to have that because we've never really promoted fishing very much. So this is going to be awesome. And then, see, the last thing is Denison on Ice is taking sponsors. So if y'all are interested in sponsorship opportunities with them, you can just email Elizabeth Hyatt. They do have a presenting sponsor this year, which is super awesome. So Blue Peak will sponsor the entire season. So they're very excited for that. But they are probably still looking for like rink signage sponsors and stuff like that. You just can't be a fiber optics internet company. That's the only clause. But yeah, a lot of great things happening for tourism. So we're excited. Any questions?
Okay. Moving on to promotion committee.
All the other ones will have notes in the packet, but I did want to say, just because it was kind of promotion, the wine walk went really well. I think that was a really, really good turnout this year. And we added some new things that I think were fun. This year I think we've talked about it before, but we had like a spin the wheel prize. In the past we've done where it's just the first few people got a bottle for the scavenger hunt, and those would go away in 30 minutes. So it was nice to be able to give everyone a prize. We added the lanyards that people loved. So shout out to Sam for thinking of that. That was definitely a hit this year. Tourism was awesome in helping. We did it at the visitor center, and they helped out a ton. We got our glasses in a little bit later this year, and tourism helped a ton, getting those all clean and that kind of stuff. So tourism was a huge help for that. And overall, it was just a really good event.
Good.
But yeah, all the other ones are in the packet.
All right, next, economic vitality.
Yeah, same with all the promotion, economic design organizations, all notes in the packet.
So then we don't need to,
We did hold a meeting for property owners last Thursday with Development Services, and they led it and just had a discussion about the vacant building registry. And so that will be coming back to council on October 6th as just a report, and then on October 20th for approval.
Donna, how did the meeting go? What was the response?
You know, people don't want to have more restrictions placed on them, but I think the safety aspect was stressed so much, and you know, fire safety, things like that, and then we want to see the buildings in productive use, and so it was. I would say they understood. We didn't have strong opposition, although I know there is opposition. You know, did you have any specific questions?
No.
It is
I just didn't know-
recorded if you
Okay.
need to watch it.
All right, so then I don't need to go down this list. We just read it at our leisure. So then do we move on now to the director's report?
Okay. We were featured in Authentic Texas, which they have, I guess, monthly, it's a publication. And in this issue, it was the Main Street issue, and Texas Downtown worked with them so that they would have a 40th anniversary just about downtowns, and we were featured.
Yay.
Yeah. And there's more. So
Wow. Oh, cool.
if you saw the the question and answer, I guess, what blog that I did with Texas Historical Commission, Lance Catchings, it's a repeat pretty much of that. It's got a little bit of other information. So it's pretty nice article on us, and we will get copies right now. We just have our personal copies, and this is Sam's, but we should get extra copies to pass around and let everybody read. Jordan set me up on 570. It's a travel blog, but it's also about people moving here. The guy's from California, and telling people from other states why they might want to move to different parts of Texas. And so I did that last week, and it aired on Sunday at 1:30 on KLIA for 570. And then it's also, they gave us a link to it. So, okay. So Grant, we need to get that promoted, but that was just a great opportunity to talk about the GAMSA award, and also to talk about the great things Denison has. And, you know, I've said before, we're going to be in Preservation Magazine as well. And I think that's all about that. Anything else I need to talk about?
I think so.
I think that's all.
Is that it? Well, is there anything else that we need to discuss, or any questions about anything that we have discussed? If not, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Oh, anybody opposed? We're adjourned 9:24.
If anybody's opposed, they can stick around.